Hello, welcome. We're going to take a look at the Stormgate technology and art reveal and react. This was released only a day or so ago, so this is the latest bit of news. Let's find out. That's half the video.
It's been about 6 months since we announced Stormgate, and we want to provide an update on our development.
Very Christmassy.
We're actually building our own game engine, and no, that doesn't mean that we're not using Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is powering all of the graphics and sound and input, provides the pathways for all of the art that we put into the game.
All right.
But the gameplay itself is driven by a piece of technology that we're developing called Snowplay.
That's interesting because if you remember Blizzard, they made their own editor, didn't they, for Warcraft 3 and Starcraft. That was their own toolkit, so to speak, that we also got to use. So this Snowplay is essentially what I guess you guys will get to use if you want to create maps, create custom games and stuff.
Snowplay is a custom developed engine for real-time strategy. It is a set of logic that is being built exclusively by our team here at Frost Giant, designed to handle the high unit counts and the low latency networking that are necessary to facilitate a really great real-time strategy game.
Okay, so a lot of units.
From James Anhalt, our chief architect, who is leading the development of Snowplay. And you're also going to hear from our art director, Jesse Brophy, who is leading the design for each of the factions or races that are going to be featured in our game.
Okay.
Snowplay is the deterministic game engine that we built to provide us with fast, smooth, responsive RTS gameplay. Snowplay is all about making Stormgate more fun. The fun in the game comes from how responsive the game is and how it just feels to play it. Unreal Engine 5 provides a client-server networking model, but we require a networking model that supports a large number of units. And Snowplay gives us this deterministic engine where we can just
Okay, so what do we got here? Determinism, traditional client server, unit states into transmit and process into display. But Snowplay is for more units, player input, transmit and process and display. So it cuts out the unit states and it puts in the player input. Okay.
The game based on the player inputs. Snowplay allows us to simulate Stormgate at 60 Hz for smooth, responsive gameplay feel. It'll be the most responsive RTS game I've ever worked on.
60 Hz?
And I've worked on it.
What about 144? I might be looking at it
Rollback
wrong.
allows us to reduce the lag a player feels playing the game over the internet. Rollback works by allowing us to simulate the game even in the absence of player input. And if we receive input later, we can roll back to that time that the input happened and then simulate forward really quickly to catch back up. Snowplay allows us to mass spectate games where the viewer can
watching
rewind, have instant replays, and
rewind
back to where they were originally. Because Snowplay is deterministic, we can
mass
spectate a live game by broadcasting just the player's actions to the viewers and re-simulate the game on their computers. Snowplay enables designers to iterate quickly by compiling all the game logic into WebAssembly so that they can iterate while never leaving the game.
That's pretty damn powerful. That's true. Like, that's very quality of life, high production. So that would actually, do a great job of making it easier for people to shoutcast the game and sort of spectate and view and have crazy battles without the game clunking up. Because one thing I have noticed when I've played some of these RTSs that have come out recently is once you hit a certain unit number, and it tends to not even be that much, you can visibly feel and, see the game slowing down because it's trying to handle all the commands that are given to the units.
Unlocks the potential for modders to be able to iterate quickly and reach the same level of polish.
The art team's been focused on a lot of things in the last 5 months. We wanted to get a unified visual vision for both the Resistance and the Infernal host. We're also doing a lot of work on our core technology inside of Unreal, as well as a great deal of environment work for our terrain and our cliff systems. We're calling the human faction the Resistance, and they're humanity's last line of defense against the Infernal invaders.
Oh, we're screwed.
They're a scrappy group. They've preserved knowledge about advanced robotics and scientific know-how, and this gives us a lot of options for mech designs, as well as creative exploration of future technologies. Recently, the concept team took about 6 weeks to focus on the visual development of the Resistance. We didn't have design briefs, and none of these are specifically going to go into game. It's just us exploring visually what the faction's going to look like. This first image is by Leah, one of our concept artists, and it's just her exploring stuff that she kind of wanted to look into.
So versatile, he can fly by the looks of it.
And F-14 Tomcats, and this is the result of that.
Looks
this next
tanky
image
too.
is one created by Timmy, one of our concept artists as well, and it's his take on what a Resistance flying unit could look like.
It's nice and colourful. I'll give it that. It's good. It's so Starcrafty, yeah.
This mech will ever make it into the game, but
it's really Starcrafty.
It could look like if there was an end game unit, something that was so massive when it came onto the battlefield that one side was going to have to win over the other. The Infernal Host is a violent, warmongering society of alien creatures. They travel through Stormgates, from planet to planet, conquering any life forms that they come across. Anything strong enough to fight back is assimilated into their ranks. Their main purpose is for resources, primarily what we would call life force or anima. Earth has a great deal of anima, which makes it a high-value target to
anima.
To them, energy equals power. The human faction uses advanced robotics. The Infernals use magic.
Arthur's is about 35 anima, isn't he?
That we also did the same thing for the Infernals. We took 6 weeks to really focus on what the designs are going to be.
Not anime.
Unified language for the team. This image is what we're calling the mystery.
Ooh, he looks cool.
We loved it the second Leah drew it.
I like that.
It again was all part of our exploration to go, how do we want to design the Infernals? This image is by TJ, again, one of our concept artists.
That's nice.
And he really wanted
like
to
explore
the structures of the Infernals and what the shape language was and what type of materials we could use to explore them. This final image by Tom, one of our concept artists, is what we're calling the Worker right now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be the Worker, right?
The Infernal is very dark and gritty, but there's some areas where we want to have some charm.
Look at his face. Oh, that's a classic thing in RTS, to make the Workers sort of like, you know, almost like you're rooting for them. They're the underdog.
And levity, and we thought this would be a great place to do it. Again, we don't know if any of these units will make it into the game. We were just exploring.
Oh, please do. That one looked awesome.
So that's what we've been working on. I know everybody's eager for some gameplay footage, and we will share some gameplay footage next year before closed testing starts. But in the meantime, I want to wish you a happy holiday on behalf of everyone here on the Frost Giant development team.
Happy holidays. There you go. Oh, that's a little bit of information. Yeah, not bad. I like the direction they're going with it. Obviously, we don't have too much to go off with, but it's positive. I'm basically accepting it's going to be Starcraft without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, there's your cat. It's definitely going to be a lot more Starcraft than Warcraft, but I'm hoping that with this snowplay, it gives map makers a lot of flexibility to create some awesome maps, just like they can do in Warcraft 3 and Starcraft 2. So it doesn't matter too much if it's too Starcraft themed, because the custom games is where I'm going to be most interested anyway. So I hope they put in enough models that aren't necessarily just Starcraft themed, because this was the beauty of Warcraft 3, is when they built Warcraft 3, we have so many models, which gave so much flexibility to the map makers to make all sorts of different genres and gameplay. It didn't have to just be all medieval. Like, there was a lot of flexibility with what type of units there were. So if they're going to do the more StarCraft theme, hopefully they throw in some units that potentially could have a sword or a shield, or they could have it so the map creator can add that to the unit. Do you see what I mean? Give a bit of flexibility so you could sort of create your own RPG. It doesn't have to be space themed. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the YouTube comment section below. Sort out the algorithm and yeah, get some feedback for Stormgate and see where we go from here. Thanks for watching.